He pretended to leave for a business trip, but secretly stayed behind to spy on his own house. What he saw between his daughters and the maid made him question everything he thought about being a father. Ethan Cole was the kind of man people admired, a self-made millionaire in New York, owner of a fast-growing tech company, living in a glass mansion overlooking the city skyline. To the outside world, he had everything: money, success, power. But inside his home, something was missing. His two daughters, Lily, 8, and Emma, 6, had everything money could buy: designer clothes, private school, the best toys. Yet somehow they felt distant, quiet, almost like strangers. Ethan blamed it on kids these days, but deep down, he knew the truth. He was never around. One evening, his older sister visited and said something that hit harder than any business loss. "Ethan, your daughters don't need your money. They need you." That night, he couldn't sleep, so he came up with a plan. The next morning, Ethan announced, "I have a 5-day business trip in Chicago." His daughters barely reacted. That hurt more than anything. But instead of leaving, Ethan stayed. Hidden in a private guest suite with access to the home's security cameras, he decided to watch what really happened in his absence, and more importantly, how the housekeeper, Maria, treated his girls. The morning began with something Ethan had never seen before. Maria walked into the girls' room, gently opening the curtains. "Good morning, sunshine," she said warmly. The girls smiled, actually smiled. They jumped out of bed, laughing, hugging her. Lily even joked, "Maria makes better pancakes than Dad ever could." Ethan felt a strange knot in his chest. He couldn't remember the last time he made them breakfast. That evening, Emma sat quietly on the couch. "Do you think Daddy misses us?" she asked softly. Ethan froze. Maria sat beside her and wrapped an arm around her shoulders. "He loves you more than anything," she said gently. "He's just busy." Busy. That word echoed in Ethan's mind like an accusation. On the third night, everything changed. Emma developed a high fever. Maria panicked, but stayed calm. She called the doctor, prepared medicine, and sat by Emma's bedside all night. No breaks, no complaints. At 2:17 a.m., the camera caught something Ethan would never forget. Emma, half asleep, whispered, "Mom, don't leave me." Ethan's heart stopped. Maria's eyes filled with tears, but she smiled and held her tighter. "I'm right here, sweetheart." Ethan stepped back from the screen, shaken. His daughter had just called someone else Mom. In that moment, everything became clear. It wasn't about money. It wasn't about providing a luxurious life. It was about presence, about being there when it mattered. And he wasn't. Someone else had become the emotional center of his daughter's world, not because she replaced him, but because she showed up. The next morning, Ethan walked through the front door. "Daddy," the girls shouted, running toward him. They hugged him, but something felt different. The warmth, the deep connection wasn't fully there. Not yet. Ethan turned to Maria. "You didn't just take care of this house," he said quietly. "You took care of my family." Maria looked nervous. "Sir, I just did my job." "No," Ethan replied. "You did what I should have been doing." That day changed everything. Ethan restructured his company schedule, canceled unnecessary meetings, started coming home early. He read bedtime stories, attended school events, cooked breakfast, badly, but with effort. And most importantly, he listened, really listened. He also gave Maria a new role, not just as a housekeeper, but as a respected part of the family. Months later, Emma climbed into Ethan's lap and said something simple. "Daddy, you don't feel like a guest anymore." Ethan smiled, holding back tears, because for the first time in years, he wasn't. Success means nothing if you're a stranger in your own children's lives, because at the end of the day, kids don't remember what you bought them. They remember who was there.